things they can do.
Yeah, they sure do. They've got a lot of guys who can score. All 8 guys that they have in the rotation can score. A couple of them really, really well. So they present a lot of problems because of their skill level. The fact that they've got a lot of guys who can score from different spots. They're versatile, and they're big. They don't have a real big guy, but at every position they're big. And so they just present a lot of problems, and going to be a very tough challenge for us defensively.
You thought the defense was better on Sunday. Is this kind of the test pretty quickly right afterwards?
Absolutely.
To see just how much it is better?
Yep, absolutely. They present a lot of different challenges than a lot of different teams, and so we're going to have to be really sharp defensively to try to contain them because, like I said, they've got a lot of guys who score in different ways.
How's the morale been after the win?
Really good. Johnny broke his nose yesterday in practice and is getting it straightened out right now. So I don't know if he'll be able to go tomorrow, which was the only, the guys were really upbeat. We took Monday off yesterday. We went through and we started practice with the rebounding drill, and he's caught an elbow and just an accident, and so he missed practice yesterday. But if we have one guy who can bounce back and play, it's Johnny Lloyd. I've done this a long time. Johnny Lloyd is a tough young man. He competes. He's been here 4 years, and he's had a lot of opportunities to take days off and not practice because of nagging injuries and stuff. He doesn't do it. He doesn't miss anything. He's all about the team. I decided to just try something different because obviously we weren't playing well, and there was no reason I took him out of the starting lineup other than just to try something different. And I told him that. I said, Johnny, this nothing to do. It's just last year when DA came back, we went with him, and you came off the bench and were the MVP of the tournament, and it was a good spark for us. I'm just trying it again. Johnny goes, Coach, I don't care. Whatever you think helps us, I'll do whatever you say. So Johnny's all about the team, and so from that aspect, really missed him in practice yesterday. Hopefully he'll be able to go. Like I said, if we've got anyone on this team who can do it, it's Johnny Lloyd, and I'm saying that for 33 teams that I've coached. He's in the top 5 guys of, he'll be there if he can. So
try to get a mask on him, or
yeah, we'll try to get a mask, and everybody that I've had over the years that is broken nose and had that mask, that's just a pain in the rear. Those things are hard to play with, and so there's always an adjustment to that. So regardless, he'll, that'll be tough on him.
You feel like DA ready to step in if necessary?
He's got to.
32, 35?
He's got to. We can play Jason at the point. We can play Joe there a little at the point, but DA will have to carry a lot more load, and have to play well.
Is there any sense that getting a win took a weight off the shoulders of these guys? It was a relief?
For sure.
At all?
I mean, you start off and the expectations grow and grow, and we weren't making the development that we needed to during the months of November and December. I've mentioned that a couple times, and I've also mentioned that was my fault. And so then when we took a little slide, it was a great weight on our players. Those guys want to win, and their expectations are high. The expectations for our program are high, and so sure they felt the weight of it. And we're on the road, and it was tough. So we're hoping to come back home and get some things going. The schedule now shifts in our favor. We've got to be tough enough to take advantage of that. When I say tough enough, we're still digging out, and so we've got to take advantage of coming home. And I think our fans will help us, our students will help us, but still the burden is on those guys to bring it and toughen up and do the things defensively we need to do.
Jason struggled a little bit once Pac-12 play started. Now the last 3 or 4 games he's shooting like 70% from the field. What can you attribute to that?
Well, that's just being healthy. He got banged up a little bit there, and it was kind of in and out of practice for a while. Jason's a competitor. He's the quietest young man I think I've ever been around, but he is a competitor. And so, if he's healthy, he's a good basketball player. When he's struggling a little bit with his health, then, he's not a big enough athlete. He's not an explosive enough athlete to overcome, problems with his health.
Now that Eric Armstead has gone and kind of been light of that, how hard do you think it is for football players playing so late into the season to kind of transition into basketball?
Well, that's a big part of it. They go to January, and if our football team wasn't any good, it would be easier. They'd be done end of November, and start. But Eric came in, and we had a really good conversation. He wanted a bigger role. We'd been practicing 4 months. We start September 27th. We're talking on January 27th, and he'd been with us 3 weeks. So I understand every athlete wanting to compete and play, but at this point in time, we couldn't make a drastic change, and so he felt that he needed to concentrate on football and his studies, and I couldn't talk him out of that, and so I couldn't promise him a expanded role. And he felt like that he could spend his time better elsewhere, and his future's in football. And so I understand the decision. I wish him the best. He was great last year for us. He was great the 3 weeks. He was on the practice team, and really he's hard to guard, and he was just starting to work himself a little bit into basketball shape after 3 weeks. But it's a very difficult transition for anybody when we start practice September 27th and they join our team on January 6th. That'd be tough on anybody. And we wish him the best. And like I said, he was great for us last year, and he was good for the 3 weeks that he was with us. And but his future is in football, and he needs to concentrate on that. I agree with his decision.
You've been here a few years now. What have you liked about Oregon so far?
Well, I really like the people. Everybody's been great to us. I've been stuck in my office quite a bit, and I haven't been the most sociable person. I really do like to get out, but it was a change for us. We've spent 4 years. We've taken transfers, as people know, and so we've been constantly trying to put a team together that could compete right away. When I came here, as most people know, I wasn't the first choice, and I'm not sure where I was on that list, but I thought I needed to get some credibility, so we wanted to build a roster quickly and try to compete quickly. And the second year we finished second in the league, a game out. Last year we finished second, a game out. I still think we got a good basketball team this year. I really like the guys. We've had guys represent the program. Fortunately, we haven't had any problems off the court, which I'm really proud of the guys for handling themselves well. And that can always change with 15 young men at that age, but they've done a great job so far. I like the progress we've made with our student athletes. So I think we're getting things in place for a long haul. But I do like the people. My wife and I, my family, were treated really great at Creighton, and you hate to compare, but we've been treated very well here. So I've been really fortunate. I've been at Kansas State, Marshall, Creighton, and here, and every place we've been treated really, really well. And so, I've made the adjustment of being away from my family. That was tough at first, but since then it's been, they've gotten out here quite a bit. Our friends have gotten out here quite a bit. So it's been great. The support from the university has been great. Academically, the support, and the administration, Rob, and everybody's trying to give us everything we need to compete. Our goal is to compete every year with Arizona and UCLA, teams that have traditionally been very strong in this conference, Cal and Stanford. There are some teams with better traditions than we have, and like the football team, like some other teams, we're trying to change that. We're trying to establish a tradition. So there's been so many positives here in the 4 years that we've been here, but mostly, I've really appreciated the way that the people have treated us, and I guess the patience they've shown in us trying to build a program, because I think we're close. I think we're close to getting some things in place for the long haul. We have taken some one-year guys, some transfers. We're just going to take people that fit in. I think we've got a good class coming in. I think we're on some great juniors, some great sophomores. So I like what our staff's doing. So I think it's positive. We just had a tough 3 weeks here. I've done this a long time, and the last 3 weeks haven't been fun for anybody. So.
You interested to see how they respond tomorrow?
Absolutely. No. This is, this is why I came to the Pac-12, the Pac-10 at the time. Is we wanted to compete at this level, and UCLA's a team that's got great tradition. Fortunately, the last few times we've played them, we've come out on top, and we'd like to continue that string, but we know it's going to be really tough. We're going to have to play really well.
Anderson, a guy you got to just find all sorts of different places to guard him?
Oh boy, he is a unique player. You look at his stats in conference, he's averaging 17 points a game, 9 rebounds, almost 7 assists a game. Great basketball instincts, really passes the ball well, playing at a pace that you just can't speed him up. He's really playing well. He's a very gifted player, very unique player, and so he creates so many mismatch. If he plays the point and at 6'8", 6'9", we put 5'9" on him, there's quite a difference there. And if you put a 6'4" guy on him, he still sees over him. So if you put a bigger guy on him, he works him outside, shooting 50% from the field, 50% from three-point line. So he's a unique player. Very gifted player, and he presents a lot of problems for us.
Joe's had a kind of tough go of it, shooting from the field, gets the line quite a bit, but seems to have cooled off since Pac-12 play.
Yeah,
is there a common denominator to that?
No, Joe's a good shooter. The other day against Washington State, he goes 2 for 7 from 3, and he had 7 wide open looks. I'm not a very good shooter. I could have hit 2 of them, and I was joking with him after the game. Joe, I could have hit 2 out of 7 with that. Just trying to lighten the mood. He puts a lot of pressure on himself. He wants to be a great player. He wants to be a good scorer, and he is. But once a shooter runs into a little slump, it wears on him a little bit. And the conference season, he has not shot the ball well. He and Mike both. So, you can't run from it. You just kind of got to address it. He spends a lot of extra time shooting. He was in here Monday on our day off shooting the ball. After practice last night, he shot the ball for a long time. So it's nothing with his work ethic. It's nothing. He just, he's missed a few shots, and that happens to good shooters. It happens to great shooters. So, he'll bounce out of it. And when he does, our offense will start clicking again, because a big reason we were clicking early is he and Mike and Dot were our 3 leading shooters, and they were scoring the heck out of it. And they haven't shot it quite as well.
When a player does struggle like that, do you try to do that a lot, like joke with them and lighten the mood, or do you?
Well, every player's different, But Joe, he was aiming his shots. He's trying to aim it. You can't do that. You just got to keep shooting it. You got to work on your fundamentals, but you can't start aiming the ball. It's a shot. It's one that you've worked on hundreds and hundreds of times. You can't try doing it differently. And I think that's what he kind of got into. He was just trying to guide the ball in, and you just got to shoot it. You got to let it go.
Has Brandon Austin been practicing with you guys yet?
Absolutely. Talented young man, quiet, but he is really gifted. We got to put a little weight on him, but he is a 6'6", long athlete, and very gifted player. Going to be a good player for us.
Can he play the 1, or is he a shooter?
No, he's not going to be a point guard. Okay. He's not going to be a point guard. He can play either wing for us. I guess in a pinch, later on in his career, he might be able to do that. But he is bouncy, athletic, long, smiles a lot, doesn't say much, but he's really been a pleasure to work with, and you know, I hope he continues, and I hope he get in that weight room and build his body a little bit, because he is a very talented young man. All right, thanks.